All right, take like 4,022. I'm not very good at this. So, this is probably the toughest and hardest video I've ever made, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm pivoting from more strictly jiu-jitsu content to what life is really like. I'm tired of trying to do the business stuff to where I'm solely focused on jiu-jitsu and moving jiu-jitsu in that right direction, when the truth is I feel like I do a better job at just being myself all the time. So I want to show you the truth, the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs, the lows, and tell you everything and kind of document it along the way. So again, this is probably the toughest video I've ever made, but it's probably the most important video I've ever made. So I've got some bullet points to kind of keep me on task, and I want to explain to you some of that stuff. My why is straightforward. I'm choosing presence over comfort. I'm going to do anything and everything it takes to be present for my wife and children, in that order as well. So I've worked jobs, I've worked careers, I've done things to provide, and I don't think anything is as important as being present for them, and who knows, maybe some compensation will come through YouTube. But either way, I'm choosing to be present in their life instead of chasing careers and money ever again. That brings me to 2. Wins and losses taught me the same lessons. Both of those, wins and losses, taught me the exact same lesson, and that's they clarify exactly what matters. And what matters is, like I said, the presence of me being in the home with my kids, with my wife, as much as physically possible. So we're choosing presence over comfort. Like I said, bullet point 1, even to the extent of we sold our comfortable, nice, in the city limits, 3,000 square foot home, to move to a mobile home on 25 acres by the river, so that our children can have the opportunity to grow up the way we think they should be grown up, the way they should be raised, and that's outside, in the woods, farming, by the river, enjoying life, and not worrying about these earthly possessions. All right, number 3, I refuse the lie that success requires absence. So again, last week's video was more of a podcast with my wife, a discussion. We're sharing numbers to show you where we're at, to be transparent and honest. So I believe success is going to revolve around me and my wife spending time with our children. And thankfully, my craft, jiu-jitsu, my occupation, affords me the opportunity to spend more time with them. Yes, I'm working 6-7 days a week, but it's an occupation where they can come with me. It's an occupation to where I go to work before they wake up in the morning. In the evenings, I can go to work, come home, they can come with me if they choose. It's going to give me more opportunity to spend time with them and less on the job. This is servant leadership in real time. So I'm bringing y'all along with me, and I'm going to lead through serving others, through my students, through being present with my children, by being honest and transparent with y'all, so everybody can hold me accountable. And I want to put my feet to the fire. I want you all to call me out when I'm not doing right. I want to put my money where my mouth is and show everybody what I believe true leadership looks like, what I want true leadership to look like to my wife and children, what I want true leadership to look like to all my students. So this is me being vulnerable and holding myself accountable. I've shared the gospel with lots of people, and more people have told me that they've gotten more from seeing the way I live my life than any word I've ever spoken. And if there's anything that I have, I believe it's my integrity, and I want to continue to lead that way through service of my students, wife, children, and community. And I'm going to do that by documenting it and holding myself accountable and showing all you what I think I'm capable of and what I want to lead and leave for my children. Why I'm documenting and not performing. This is probably my 15th, 16th, 4,000th clip of this video, and I've screwed it up every time. So as I was trying to get a clean, more articulate version, I realized I was doing the complete opposite of what I said I was going to do. I was going to try to get the perfect video every time, but that's a waste of my time. It's a waste of effort. In fact, the more I do it, the more it's keeping me away from my wife and children, which is the opposite of what I'm trying to do. So I threw it out the window. I threw it completely out the window. I'm just talking raw, real to the camera, and I'm going to leave the screw-ups in here. I'm going to leave the highs in here. I'm going to leave the lows in here, and I'm going to document it raw and real to be authentic to you all. And one day my children are going to look back at this and say, you know, Daddy put forth the effort to be present, to show exactly what he meant. And even if that is not the most articulate, beautiful spoken way that we all envision these videos to be, that's just not me. So I'm going to constantly be documenting these. I'm not going to be performing them. So, and that brings me to my 6. Transparency is non-negotiable. I want to show you all the highs, the lows, and everything in between, because that's the only thing I have is my honor, integrity, and transparency. So I want to be raw and real. I want to show you every bit of it, the goods, the bads, the uglies. But I want to explain to you how beautiful it is. I haven't met anyone in life yet that's just got it figured out. Every single person I've ever met has goods, have bads, but none of them have it perfect. I haven't met the person with the person with the perfect life yet. And I don't think that person exists. There's only one documented in history, and we're all striving to be perfect like that. So I'm not going to put on the front of trying to imitate that I'm perfect, but I am going to pursue perfection, because that's what I think we ought to do in everything we do. We need to pursue mastery, whether that's in the way we live life, in our craft, in our relationships, even in the way we speak. And that's what documenting this is holding me to that fire, because I'm not the best at it, but I'm not going to run from fear. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show it, and I'm going to live it by example for you all, for my children. I want to explain to you kind of my whys and the way I'm pivoting and the way I'm going to document this stuff. And it's going to go in this order: Jesus, family, jiu-jitsu, land, legacy. I'm going to move in that order. And it ought to explain to you exactly where my heart is. Jesus is primary, number one. Everything we do is going to be led by faith, and that's going to be not me holding all this stuff onto my shoulders, but allowing Jesus to carry every bit of it along the way. Family, again, self-explanatory. My first and primary earthly responsibility is to my family, to ensure that my wife and children and other family members are safe, taken care for, provided for, in other ways than just safety, security, finance, but all of it, and primarily spiritually. Jiu-jitsu, this is my discipline, my craft, and it's my community. Most of my friends and relationships revolve around community. So as I was going down my list of my pillars of Jesus, family, jiu-jitsu, land, and legacy, jiu-jitsu falls right in the middle. Outside of Jesus and family, jiu-jitsu is the most important thing in my life. Land, that's the part that y'all don't know about that I'm moving towards, is, again, we sold everything to buy a 25-acre farm on the Flint River. It's not a farm yet. I'm moving that direction, but we're going to have a farm. And the reason we sold everything is because I want to teach my kids stewardship. I think that's one of the most beneficial things I can teach them is stewardship of time, efforts, and energy. And the best way I think to do that while providing good things for my family is farming. So I'm going to start a small farm. We've purchased the land. We've moved in it. We've started clearing the property off now. 2026, we're going to have garden, pigs, blueberries, and honey this year. We're moving in that direction, and I'm going to document that along the way to show what I mean when land is one of my pillars, because I want to teach stewardship to my children. I think the best way to do that is stewardship of our time, energy, and efforts, and the land is part of that. So that leads me to my last, is legacy, and that's going to be what remains here when I'm gone. Again, what's going to remain here when I'm gone is the way I led, the way people see me. It's not going to be, the things I didn't do. It's going to be the actions people remember about me. I want people to remember Robert was a good friend, a faithful husband, a loving father, a hard worker, all those things that we want. So on one of those pillars, legacy. And some of that's going to be stewardship and land management, to where I could leave something for my children. I don't care if they sell it, but I want to leave them something that we built and that they'll enjoy and reap the benefits from. So, Jesus Family, Jiu-Jitsu, Land, and Legacy. And the long view. The reason I'm doing all this is that this isn't fast money. It's not trend chasing. It's not beautiful, perfect content. Like, even though I'm doing all these efforts to try to make it look good, it's not perfect. This is slow, intentional, generational work that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to leave a business, land, and future for my family and children, because I didn't get those things. I didn't get all those things provided for me, and I want to provide those things to my family, children, and wife. So Scripture tells us, build those for who come after us, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to do that for our children. And this is the most important video, like I said, I've ever made, because it's explaining why I'm choosing this path. And again, I'm not documenting a brand. What I'm documenting is obedience. And I want to do that in a raw, unfiltered way to show all my friends, family, and community exactly where my heart belongs and the things I'm going to do to express it. So I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all on the mats. God bless.